This comment was too good to not highlight, and I also want to see what cards come out for it. So this comment was left on the video where I was saying, don't compare yourself to people who have had support systems, specifically support systems where they felt supported growing up to be who they are. Like, you're supported to just be you. So this comment, while we are all peeling the onion layers to get to the core again, some people were already on the table set. So some people had this table set for them of support, where others had to kind of figure out what table would be supportive of them and then bring everything to the table in order to get the support, right? So there's this feeling of this causing certain wounds within the collective. So if you are still listening to this right now, you are someone who likely feels like you did not have that support system. You did not feel like it was okay to be yourself. If you resonate with that, what kind of wounds you need to focus on right now to kind of break free of any limiting beliefs caused by this? I have past life wounds and despair wounds coming out first. So it's almost like this longing for something that you have not experienced, but it's like you have this inner knowing that you're deserving of that support, or maybe you can remember a past life, or maybe you just long of past lives where you felt supported. So there's this feeling of like, I know this type of support exists, and the fact that I don't have it causes despair. It's like the longing for, what's that quote? It's like longing for the home that you never had. That's the feeling that this is resonating with. What is another corner of the psyche that this wound is associated with? We have a fear of change and a self-concept wound. Interesting combination. This is like, if you are someone who did not feel like you had that support to simply be yourself, you may feel tied into a certain version of you. As I knock all the cards over, you may feel tied into a certain version of you. I'm gonna hold on to these, okay? Because this is important. These are the ones that just kind of like on their own slipped off the table. Well, I knocked them off the table, but like they also slipped off the table. Anyway, this is like, I feel like I need to continue to show up as this version of me, because if anything changes, I'm going to be judged, or I'm going to be criticized like you likely were in the past. The cards that slipped out are abuse wound and family of origin. So it feels like this reading is specifically for those who were not accepted just as you are with those who you grew up with or those who raised you. It feels like what this is saying is this caused this subconscious energy of maybe fearing advancing or fearing taking steps forward. It's like being stuck in a holding pattern because there's this subconscious fear, if I show up differently, I'm going to be judged harshly for it like I was in the past. And this is causing this longing for something that you know exists but you have not experienced. So what do we need to focus on then to heal all this? What is the surface level of this, that as we address it, we also can address the underlying factors as well? Lessons coming from soul contracts, interesting, and shadow work. So how have other people and their inability to treat us the way we deserve, how has that caused certain shadow wounds, and what can we do to bring light to those very shadow wounds?